Hello, welcome back to Funtime Crafts 24/7. This is another Let's Make video. And what we get to play with today is the Anna Griffin Create Class 4 Ornament. Oh my, hold on, I'm starting. Oh gosh, a landslide. All I wanted was the description on the envelope. This is out of the create events. You get these packs, and like the Create 9 that's coming up, they come with ornaments, a set of ornaments. And this I think was from Create 7. I think these are from Create 7, and it was the class for the ornaments, and in that ornament set there was a house ornament you could do, an angel ornament, and then there was a hot air balloon. And what we're putting together today is a hot air balloon. This was a requested tutorial, and so they're so easy. So I thought I would help with some tips and tricks on basically how to put them together. So you can do them in all different ways. I have a couple of examples. These are the two dies that you need out of the kit to make the hot air balloon. You need to cut generally one piece of this. This makes the basket, and then two pieces of this, which make the hot air balloon portion, the portion at the top. I ended up cutting four pieces for these two balloons. And basically I cut two out of pattern and I cut two out of gold, and to split them in order to get my two colors, one on the top and one on the bottom, and that way I could trim out the middle of it and make it look like a super fun kind of Victorian style hot air balloon. This is just some bling trim that I got off of Amazon, and thought this came out really cute. So the paper I'm using is out of that ornament class set. That's where all the paper came from, including the gold foil, and which is the Anna Griffin matte gold foil is what that is. So I basically cut the two for these two styles. I cut two out of the color I wanted to use, and then two out of gold. And then all I did was I snipped them in half, like right at the top. There's a triangle, there's a little triangular teardrop. I just cut right on the top of those. And then I used the bottom half for this one, and then this top half here for the top of these, and just glued them on to the other pieces I cut out the color out of. And then proceeded like normal to create the hot air balloon. That's how I got the two colors, though. And so yeah, I thought these just came out super, super neat. This one uses some of the like turquoise snowflake paper out of the paper pad with the bottom parts, and then some gold trim I got off of Amazon, and I thought these just came out so cute. These two came out a little bit more rounded looking than, more oblong like a hot air balloon, primarily due to the fact that there's a double piece, and those are a little bit harder to sculpt to form into a rounded shape, and so they ended up more sphere-like rather than a teardrop like a hot air balloon. But when you do them and the whole piece is like singularly one, they come out more like that teardrop shape like you're looking for a hot air balloon. So this one just used two pieces. One was cut out in gold, and one was the green pattern of this one. And then I ran down the edges of all that same gold trim there, and glued it to the bottom, and then stuck the basket on, added a couple of the Anna Griffin bows, and I thought this just came out super, super darling as well. And so this is the same style we're going to create today, except I cut two colors out of the red out, and for the gold to go down the center, and then a gold basket for mine, and thought we could add two gold bows to the top of it. So that is what we're going to make today. But aren't these the cutest thing ever? The kit came with the gold trim too. So the only thing I had to get out of my stash for this one were the Anna Griffin bows. But aren't these just darling? They look like the sweetest little hot air balloons, and then hanging on your Christmas tree, these would be super adorable. Now, as you're looking at these, they are not perfect. There are some gaps. Some, depending on how you put them together, have like more gaps than the others. This one got glued all together in the center. This one didn't, because I was kind of experimenting on the easiest way to put them together. And then this one's all glued together in the center as well, just shaped a little bit differently. But they, they're not going to be perfect, guys. The thing is once assembly is complete, they are so, so pretty. Just like with any of the paper crafting stuff, don't be hard on yourself when you're, first starting to put the things together and they're not perfect. Trust the process. It all comes together in the end and looks fabulous. Everybody gets a kick out of them. They think they're the cutest things, no matter whether it's the angels, it's the hot air balloons, it's cards you're creating. They're just go with it, have fun, and the more fun you have, the better things come out. And just trust it, just go with it. And assembled, totally all decorated up, they look cute. But they were kind of a hot mess when I was like putting them together and that kind of thing, because you're wondering, are these wonky? How cute are these actually going to be when they're all done? But like, come on, how darling is that? That's still super, super cute. The same with these here. Right? Aren't those just adorable? Those are the cutest things ever. Those little hot air balloons. I mean, these look just like a little hot air balloon, I think. I think they're just darling. Darling little things. And but yeah, so why don't we go ahead and jump in and get started. We'll move these little guys out of the way. And so basically all you're going to do is, I do mine with the hot glue gun because it's faster, it's easier. Yeah, I just like, so the other thing with that is when you go to put the trim on, I suggest having something like this. This is a silicone sculpting tool. You can get a set of 10 of these on Amazon for like $6.50. They're super cheap, but when you're doing hot glue stuff, super helpful, because then you don't have to put your fingers in it. And because it's silicone, it doesn't have a tendency to string the glue if you accidentally touch it. So these are super, super handy, and you don't burn your fingers off. So we can go ahead while this is heating up. My hot glue gun's heating up. I'm going to go ahead and start folding these, this little basket piece on the score line. So I'm just going to follow all the little score lines. So the two sides that have the square, only the square, there's just the two that you fold on, like so. And these are going to go up like that. This side has a little basket, like strings, the faux strings. This has a bottom, because this is the bottom of the basket, like that. You fold the bottom one, the two tabs on the two sides on those score lines there. You're going to glue those to the inside of these two tabs. And then this one you want to be really careful with. I try to put my nail at the top and help push it into place. And once it's down, then I kind of crease it a little bit more. This one's a little bit precarious, so you want to be super, super careful. And then that piece is going to go up like that and connect to this side. So let's go ahead and fold this side down, fold these two tabs in. And the score line's really, yeah, and then I put my nail there, kind of helping it, and then fold. There. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So there's no right way, or, you can start anywhere on this. I have a tendency to go ahead and do the tabs first and glue them to the sides. But in reality, the cutest shape that I actually like is this one. And I ended up gluing these two top pieces together first, and then finagling this piece into the center. But it with paper, it's easier than with the foil. The foil will show all the marredness on the shiny, whereas the paper won't. The paper doesn't. So I'm going to go ahead and start with gluing the two tabs to these two sides here. So I'm just going to put a tiny bit of hot glue. Oh, the other thing I suggest getting is a pair of reverse tweezers. So you just want to line up. Yeah, you're just lining up the two sides each side with each side. And then I'm going to put glue on those two as well. And don't worry about your little cobwebs. You can and squeeze them in. And the nice thing about the foil is you can generally scrape it off with your fingernail, just very gently, and it just comes right off. Not a problem. The other thing I recommend you getting is some reverse tweezers, or you probably have them in your stash if you've been crafting for a little bit. So a little glue on the top there. Fold these two over. See, they're supposed to meet here first, and then you finagle these two in. But with the foil, meh. I'm not a fan. And so this is where the reverse tweezers come into play. So this is what I do. I just put a little dab of glue there, because these are going to come together like this. But my fingers are too, they're not little enough to get into there to hold that down. So I use the tweezers. So I'm going to put a little glue here. Bring these together to where they are meeting on each side, and then grab it with the tweezers. And then that will squeeze it together and for it to adhere to itself. And then there's your little basket. Isn't that the cutest thing ever? Oh my heavens. That is the tiniest little thing. It's so cute and small. And then, yeah, and then you can go back and use your tweezers there again, pull off all your little cobwebs, make it cute and nice. So now we're done with that. Let's set that aside. And so what I found that worked the best for me is gluing the actual hot air balloon portion, is gluing these two pieces together. And then the trick that I found was you want to make sure that the sides of the top layer, so this one is going to go on top of this one, that these are overlapped on each one. Because I found that this being overlapped on the bottom one helps to hold the shape of the balloon. Whereas if you get it off a little, this side you will notice the fact that it sinks in and you'll have a big gap. This eliminates most of your gap, not all of it, but most of it. So you want to just basically eyeball where you're going to put this at and see like this overlaps all the other balloon pieces. And then when you go to hot glue it down, if you use liquid glue and you don't mind waiting, you have more of a chance to be able to shift it right where you want, whereas a hot glue, you have to go really fast. So you kind of eyeball it, practice lining it up, and then go for it super fast. And that's basically what I do. So I kind of hover it over where I know I want it. The other thing is I also, I usually punch that piece out in the middle, but, pop it up. Oh, see, you got to go fast. Go fast. Make sure you line it up. All the pieces have to line up over. And you want it to all center up in the middle. And I think, yeah, see, I missed it there. But I think it'll be okay. I can't. I think we'll be all right. Because it still is overlapping, but not, it's barely. And they already overlapped hardly at all. Like, not hardly at all. So what I want to do now is make sure that I can pop this piece up. Oh, good, because this is your hanger. You want to pop this up before you glue it down. That is the one thing you want to do. And so then what you want to do from here is you want to go ahead then and use your finger and curl your paper. But the thing is you want to hold it at the top, because as you're manipulating the paper and you're training it to go into a circular fashion, you want to hold it at the top, so that way as you're pulling and curling, you're not going to rip your paper up here. And that's basically, you're trying to hold it from ripping firmly, but so you can pull against your other fingers and curl it at the same time. So just use your fingers and go around on all 8 little, it kind of looks like a flower, so all 8 of your hot air balloon petals. And use your finger and start training them to go down into a circular teardrop fashion. is basically all you're doing. Really easy. And if your fingers don't like to work like this, get something round. Like, you could use, like, just sitting on my table, I have this can. I could probably, you need something a little bit smaller than this. The diameter is a little big on that. Is this one smaller? And if you could even get it under there, I don't know. No, you need it smaller. Let me see. A marker maybe? What about a marker? Let's try a marker. The thing is you don't want to put a crease in it. That's kind of a big deal. So maybe if you just kind of, oh, there we go. That's working pretty decent. So there you go. So a pen, like a really, if you had one chunkier than this, that would be even more ideal. And you're just going to slowly wrap it kind of around your pen, helping, it to go, and preferably under the other hot air balloon petals. Like that. And actually this is working better than my fingers, so I think I'm going to continue. You have to be careful if you get crooked too, because then the petals or the balloon pieces will sit crooked as well. So here. Yeah, that's actually working pretty good. Just helping it form around that marker. And then I probably ought to do these again. There. And this one. So we want to go kind of straight on. And I'm just literally running it over just the very top of the marker. And like so. But you could do this with your fingers too. Okay, and so then once you get that done, bring all your little hot air balloon petals up. And you're going to use your hands and help curl them up. Like so. All together. Like this. Really easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, and now when you're looking at the inside of this, what you want to do is see how there's in the bottom, these four here are on the bottom of these. You want to take the ones that are on the top. So this one that's on the top, you want to do these two first. And I just put a dab of glue on one side and then bring it over and glue them together. And I use my reverse tweezers to grab them and hold it once I get them together. So I'm just going to do that. So the ones that are on the top, see that's under. Bring them together. Once I get them there, I'm going to hold it like that. Like so. And I just use it to squeeze it so that way it connects. The glue connects and holds it. So then I'm going to do the other two that are on the top as well. So these two here, I'm going to do those as well. So what I want to do though is I want to glue them to this. So I'm going to put glue there. And this is that same one that's on the top. And I'm going to hold that down just for a second while it's adhering. And then I'm going to put more glue there. And bring that same one, this is the one on the top, across. And I'm just lining up all the circles. And you got to kind of hold it a little bit so that way it sticks. And then you start with the other side. Or the ones that are on the center, that are on the inside. And then you're just going to one by one. But you want to do the ones that are across from each other. It seemed like that worked the best rather than going around like that. It seemed like it worked if you went opposite. That it held nicer. And you had better form. So bring them as close to lining them up in the center. So I'm lining up those circles as best I can. So then we're going to do the last two. See how easy that is? So simple. Don't worry about the cobwebs. We can take care of those later. Yeah, it's once you get a bunch stacked up, you have more time to move the top ones because it's still warm. So let's go ahead and pop the last one on and bring that over, lining it up with all the other circles. Making sure it's lined up. Yep. Okay, and look at that. Okay, and that's the beginning of the top part of our hot air balloon. And look how fun that is. And it's see, you still have a little gappage here and there, but for the most part, it's a super fun little hot air balloon top. And I got cobwebs everywhere. So yeah, and you could give it a little, form it a little, just ever so slightly. Don't use your muscles. Don't use your muscles. Just a little, like that. And then yeah, super, super cute. Now, for the trim, so now what you would want to do if you did just want to use the paper, all you do is you put a dab of glue there and boom, pop it on there. And bam, hot air balloon. Put your cord in the top and you are finito. Done, done, done. And look how cute that is. Isn't that the cutest thing? Okay, but I'm not going to put this on yet because we're not done. I'm actually going to hot glue trim down each of these sides, and I want it to go down here and be hidden down here, like kind of under here. So I'm going to take this gold trim I got off of Amazon. I just type in gold trim and this comes up, and it is super cute. But this is actually what it looks like. So when you're looking at them all, so it's gold trim. Because it comes in white and gold, it comes in silver, but if you just type in gold trim, you'll get a bunch of these different style of ornate trims, and you can choose from there what color you want them in. But to get the ornate ones, type in gold trim. So then all I do is I run a bead down everywhere one of these are. I'm just going to run a bead of hot glue. And all the way to the bottom to that circle down there. And if you didn't want to go all the way to the circle, you don't have to. And then just follow this around and hold it for just a second while it's adhering. And then as soon as I think it's good to go, I'm literally going to take my scissors and just cut it off. And that is all there is to that. See? Boom! And then we're just going to do all of those. And it is that fast. Really fun. And the more, after you've done a couple of them, the faster it gets. It gets so easy. And whether you start at the top or the bottom, it doesn't matter. It honestly does not matter. But look how cute that's making that, right? So just let that sit for just a second. And this is where the silicone sculpting stick comes in handy. There we go. And I just I'm at the top. I start at the top. If I'm at the bottom, I just go ahead and start at the bottom. Is kind of how I have been working it. And it seems like it works pretty good for me in that fashion. And I try to just line it up on the outside of that circle so it all looks uniformed. So we'll just let that adhere there for a second. And then we will cut that off. Right? So cute. Yeah, this hot glue is everywhere. Oh yeah. But these come off. Don't worry about all this stuff. It'll come off. Don't worry. They just... they're just glomming on right now, but we can fix it. Oh, that was too much. Don't put that much. That's way too much hot glue. Oh my. That is a lot of hot glue. Let's try to pull some of that down. So manipulate it over. Kind of shimmy it a little. If you get that, something like that, just shimmy it a little. Move it over. And then it'll cover it up, see, like that. And that still looks really nice. Not a problem. So then cut this off at the bottom. See, still looking cute. So another bead. Yeah, this truly doesn't matter which way you start, how you put it on. It just seems like it all comes out in the wash and looks really pretty. Yeah, super, super fun. And just this small little thing adds so much to the design of the hot air balloon. It just makes it look super fancy. Super fun. And if it doesn't... Oh, there we go. I didn't have it pressed down all the way is what happened. Okay. Oh, and try not to touch the ones in the center because it turns the glue white. Shoot. Let me get these off my hands real quick. Yeah. So 3 die, just 3 cuts in your die machine. And then a little bit of time putting this together. And this is, I mean, it's that quick. These are really fun and nice. And I was going to do them last year, but I was trying to get this Dresden stuff, but I never could get it. There was this one, because I saw this one item that was made with this most beautiful Dresden, and I could not find the Dresden to save my life. And so I was like, oh, forget it. So I never actually did it. I made a couple of them, but that was it. That's as far as I went with it. Because I was bummed. You know how it is. You have an idea and you're like, oh, it won't work if I don't have that. It will work. You don't have to have that specific thing. You know how it is if you're a crafter. I missed that one by a little bit, didn't I? That's okay. It'll still look nice. Don't worry. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just fun. It's just fun. Just remember, it's just fun. And we'll cut this one. We'll just cut this one long. See? Perfect. Perfect. No one will be the wiser. Okay, so now, right? How darling is that turning out, right? That is so cute. Yeah, love it. Okay, so now all there is to left to do is to put the bows on, to glue our basket on the bottom. So literally you just put a little dollop of glue there and pop this in the center. Generally, I actually do this. I put my little dab of glue there so I can see what it looks like on the table and if it's straight. Yep, you just like so I can make sure it's straight. And that's it. That is all. There. And if it looks a little crooked, you can just like maneuver it a little bit. Like just like tweak it a little. If it looks crooked, it's not a big deal. But look how cute that is. Isn't that the cutest thing ever? I think that is so cute. It looks like a little hot air balloon sitting on the table. It's a darling. So then you just want to grab about 4 or 5 inches of ribbon for your to hang it with. I think that's about, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches. 5 inches probably. Pop it in the top. And voila! Super cute! Super cute. Yeah, now we can just add our little bows. And I got 2 Anna Griffin Gold bows. They're the, I think the 5/8 inch ones. They're the big ones. Which I think are super darling. Well, I'm a little inept right now. What is going on here? It's just a knot. We can do this. There we go, right? How darling is that? That is a cute. Oh, boy, that's a little crooked, isn't it? It's not crooked there. Isn't that funny? Like the different angles. But it looks cute like this, actually. If it's like hanging like that, it's actually really cute. And then, okay, let's see. Yeah, a little bit like, a little bit off right there. Yeah, it's like, it should be like, like down here in this angle, but it's like perfect in that angle. So when you hang it, be strategic when you place it on your tree. But so cute. Oh, the bows. Whoops, sorry guys. I forgot the bow. Let's be serious for a second more. Just for a second though. Okay. Let's see. I think the top is the cutest. I don't know if I actually put enough glue. And I was gonna go to the opposite. Oh, I didn't even think about where the basket was. And then, right? Right? Like, how cute is that? That is pretty stinking cute, don't you think? I think that is darling. That is so cute still. So then you just go and you get all your little cobwebs off and boom. Cute, darling, hot air balloon. I think that is adorable. Yeah, I think that just turns out so stinking cute. Right? Isn't that just lovely? So yeah, so now we have one that looks like this. So this is the same colored paper. This one is a colored paper with gold in between. Then we have the one that's split with the this is like a, it's not seafoam. I think this is like a pale like turquoise color. And then a white one. So there it is there. These are like much bigger because of the trim we put on all the different ribs, whereas these look like really tiny compared to those. I kind of like the substantialness of these. It's almost the size of a regular tree bulb that you would get, you know, one of the glass bulbs. It's kind of that size, that the sphere size is that on the hot air balloon, which is pretty fun. But anyways, there it is there, guys. That's the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you give yours a try if you haven't done it already. And yeah, thanks again. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you're having a great weekend. And until next time, happy crafting, everyone. Bye-bye.